Jemele Hill is an anchor for ESPN. She's gotten in a little bit of trouble before for tweeting about how Donald Trump believes in white supremacy. Well, there's a good reason for that. He said during a alt-right white nationalist neo-Nazi march in Charlottesville, even after one of the neo-Nazis had murdered someone, that there was, quote, very fine people on both sides. So she called him out for that and his many other comments along similar lines. We covered that story earlier and obviously we had her back. She's absolutely right and it is provable. And we showed you the half a dozen instances of clear, incontrovertible racism from Donald Trump. So Jemele Hill did something similar this time, but not about Trump. Let me read you the tweet and then show you ESPN's reaction. This is about Jerry Jones. Now, it's obvious that the White House has gone to a lot of the owners and said, hey, remember you guys are billionaire Republicans. I don't know the internal conversations, but probably had conversations about, hey, you know, the taxpayers subsidize you guys. It's called crony capitalism. We Republicans love it and we've been practicing it with you for a long time. Plus, I've got $1 trillion tax cuts coming. Would you like some of that? Or would you like me to, you know, make sure that the NFL owners are left out? I don't know that for sure, okay? You know what, we'll have TYT investigators maybe look into it, see if we can find some facts for you guys. Okay, but obviously, what we can see from the outside is there were pressure put on. So Miami Dolphins owner and the Dallas Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones, came out and said, that's it, we're gonna make sure that the players will be standing during the national anthem. Now remember, Jerry Jones, before the national anthem was played, after Trump had originally done his attack on the NFL players, had gone and knelt with his own players, again, before the anthem, but it was a powerful statement and they locked arms during the anthem. So, and Trump had criticized them. Jerry Jones, being the money-hungry coward that he is, decided that of course he was gonna back down and go between money and principles, money and fighting against racism. It's a joke, it's not even close. Give me the money, show me the money. Okay, so that's the direction Jerry Jones went, and I have much harsher words for him than Jemele Hill does. But Jemele Hill said about that, this play always works. Change happens when advertisers are impacted. If you feel strongly about Jerry Jones' statement, boycott his advertisers. Whoa. Now, to me, I get it. It's a logical way to fight back. I've had my own opinions on whether that should be done to conservative talk show hosts. Generally, I don't love that approach, but that's okay, to each his own, and that's her opinion, God bless her heart. It's perfectly logical and rational to have one just like that if you care about this issue, and of course ESPN is furious. So they explain Jemele Hill has been suspended for 2 weeks for a second violation of our social media guidelines. What they didn't add but could have is, look, it's one thing if you're gonna go after the president, and that's bad, and we got some blowback from Republicans on it. Advertisers? You're talking about advertisers? No. Now you've touched the face of God. We had a great comedian on here, Maz Jobrani, and he made a great point. He's sometimes goes in this comedy in the Middle East and he gets heat for it. People say, oh, but you know, you're not allowed to talk about Muhammad or God or Allah or Islam when you go to the Middle East. That's censorship. How could you do comedy there despite the censorship? And he said, look, he used to have a show on Comedy Central and they would take out all the jokes about advertisers. So he said, our God is tied. Our God is the advertisers that you're not allowed to touch under any circumstances. So she touches that third rail and ESPN's like, whoa, no way, suspended. All right, more from ESPN. She previously acknowledged letting her colleagues and company down with an impulsive tweet. I don't think that their issue was her impulse. I think that she thought it through. She thought that was the best strategy in that case to fight back against the oppression of the players by the owners, which is clear and demonstrated by Jerry Jones. Nothing about impulse there at all. She thought it through and she did it. That's not their problem with it. Their problem with it is the money, Lebowski. All right, finally, they also said in the aftermath, all employees were reminded of how individual tweets may reflect negatively on ESPN and that such actions would have consequences, hence this decision. Now look, ESPN as a company is allowed to set any policies they want, and yes, there's clearly lines that you can go past, and then I would say that the company was within their rights to act that way. Now look, first of all, the company's within their rights to act any way they like. I don't have to agree with it though. So All right, let me go a little further. We're considering making Jemele Hill an offer here at TYT. We've got TYT Sports. There we do unabashed, irreverent outsider commentary, meaning that we don't have to kiss the ass of the insiders. Luckily, we don't have the NFL rights. We chose not to have them. So we can say any damn thing we like about the NFL or NFL owners or management or the athletes or any of the things that touch sports, whether it's NFL, NBA, or anything else. So look, this is kind of a funny announcement. I don't want to be over dramatic, so I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I know it's funny that we're doing it on air, but this is TYT and this is how we roll. Of course, I have to look at more tape of Jemele Hill, and we haven't called her yet, so ESPN, don't panic. She hasn't violated her contract or anything. She hasn't talked to us, but we are very seriously considering making an offer to Jemele Hill because that is truth to power. That's what we do at TYT. So if ESPN and the rest of the mainstream media don't want you speaking truth to power, there is a place for you. It's called the Young Turks. So Jemele Hill, as usual on this, we have your back. Support independent media. Come join us at the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.